At one point in time, I thought explaining yourself was the thing to do. You know, you want to be understood. You want this person to get you. But as I've grown a little bit older, I realize that explaining does not change ish. When a person comes into your life, 9 times out of 10, who they are is who they're going to be. It don't matter how much explaining you do. It don't matter what way you try to construct the message. It don't matter what way you deliver it. You can send it through text. You can send it through email. You can deliver it in a long voicemail. And that person will still be the same version of them that they were when they arrived. It is up to them to decide whether or not it's something about themselves that they want to change. And I feel like when you go explaining yourself to somebody, when they have already proven to you that they themselves are going to keep showing up the way that they are, you are lowering yourself and empowering that person. Because half the time, especially as adults, people know exactly what they're doing. They are intentionally provoking you. Half the time, people as adults choose their decisions, and they're just doing it because A, they feel like they can get away with it, or B, they feel like, they see your kindness and they take it for weakness, or C, those patterns are engraved in that person, and your explaining to them proves that you're just going to continue to be around and put up with it anyway, to me. And so now it's just like, bump all that. When a person shows you who they are, believe them. Wow, I'm looking at a bluebird right now. Wow, 2 of them. I'm telling y'all, they are so pretty. Blue jays. But, wow, and I'm seeing a black cat now. What the heck? All right, back to the message. Yeah, so, like, when people show you who they are, now, I just believe them. I'm not saying that in the beginning stage when you're getting to know somebody that it's not necessary for you to kind of set the guidelines or give them an idea of where you stand when it comes to certain things, because that's natural and that's normal. But after that beginning phase and they know where you stand on things and they continue to produce that same behavior, it's like you either have 2 options. Accept that person that's a reflection on them and move around, or you can accept that person and continue to deal with it. Only those 2. But acceptance is the inevitable. And what I would try to do is just keep explaining, when somebody did something, when somebody made a quote unquote mistake. Keep explaining, reiterating, as if somehow that talking is going to mold them into the version of them that fit into my reality. When all it did was expose a sense of desperation, really. Because that comes off as if you're desperate for that person to be there. It comes off as if you need them in your life. When in reality, all I wanted was just to be heard. I just wanted to be respected. But sometimes people respect your distance and consequences more than they do your words. You really got to show a person with your actions. You really got to show a person with your willingness to walk away. And I feel like as adults, you have to be willing to walk away from anything. A person, a place, a physical item, whatever it is. If something is holding you hostage in life where you cannot find it possible to step away from it, that means it has too much power over you. That means that person is dictating how you feel. And for me personally, I don't want nobody to feel like they can control my day, control my mood, control how I feel about myself. If you're not coming to be an asset or to be a reflection of the love that I am here to reciprocate, then I'm better off without you. That's just how I look at it, and I'm cool, and I'm okay with that. And I just accept that that's where you are, and I move around. So yeah, explaining gets absolutely nowhere. Actions is what takes you places. That's the realization that I feel like I've had to come into, and it's taken longer than I would like to admit. But yeah, I feel like you could talk a person into circles and they will still dance around the subject and show you that they ain't hear none of that talking. You either gonna do your walking or you're gonna accept them, and that's just that.